Sportsball.
Happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
Did you have the play calls, Paul? Did you see them?
We've been waiting for this moment for weeks. All the pontificating, mulling, and hyping throughout camp in the preseason. Predictions, talking heads, sparring fan bases, it finally has come to this. The moment everyone's been waiting for. The beginning of hopes and dreams. With SeatGeek, the sponsor of this video. I know you want to get to games this year, and the resale market is perilous, but with the SeatGeek app, they make the process painless and hassle-free. It sorts all tickets from red to green on a 1 to 10 scale. The greener the score, the better. It gives you a view from where you'll be sitting, and all tickets are verified for authenticity. The key to this season is to use the code TREE to save $20 off your first order. With SeatGeek, I've been able to go to many games in my lifetime and many more to come in the future. Now on to what you've really been waiting for. Welcome back to the series that God forgot. This is the 9th year I'll be doing Sportsball. Think about it. This series has lasted longer than most NFL careers. And every year I do it, it takes a little bit more out of me. One of these days, I'll be a withered husk frothing in the corner about greatest games and tank bowls and good stuff like that. And I'll have a smile on my face doing it. So let's crack open a cold 1 or 6. It's time to call all of the games. All of them! So this was a game. It was absolutely a game. A very, very fucky game. Full of all the spitting and gunslinging you can imagine. And Jalen Hurts. Lots of Jalen Hurts. I made a video about it over the weekend. The first game of the year already separated. Yep, my sanity's going down the tubes. Bienvenidos nuevamente al Brasil. Como un portugués derivemos a Los Angeles Chargers and Donolito como a magia demoniaca do Kansas City Chiefs. Whew, thank you for that friendly fire. I was stuck in Brazilian mode. Wish I could say it saved the Chiefs, but they're like Xavier Worthy. Out of commission. Their defense was uncharacteristically atrocious. Spagnuolo unit getting crushed like theirs did. This was some Freaky Friday shit here. Might be why they won't be having a Friday night game in week 1 of next year. Yet for Liquid LA being the better team, we've seen this before. It's a YouTube game with all your favorite influencers and planted fans on the scene. This is gonna be a predictable... Wait, the Chargers didn't choke? A Greg Roman offense slinging the rock with authority? Lucy let Charlie Brown kick the hypothetical football? Justin Herbert took Ryan Clark's words and shoved them down his intestines. I don't know what to think right now. I expected Kansas City bullshit to happen, but it never came. Maybe they can get some receivers to catch balls besides Hollywood Brown out of the blue. Rashee Rice can't come back fast enough. Patrick Mahomes, you've made magic before. You're gonna need a lot more of it this year. Especially if the Chargers of all teams are getting the best of you. I had the Dolphins as a dark horse for Tank Bowl glory for a reason. But this? Fucking Christ, Miami! Are you tanking for Tua again or something? Might have to change targets. Tua turned the ball over, came back with a vengeance. 2 turnovers in his first 4 dropbacks. A QBR of 2.7? Dude was out there watching MacGruber or some shit. The sad thing was he was the least of their worries. Tyreek's temper tantrums on the sidelines were the most fight they showed all game. Jim Irsay taunted them from the grave and wiped his ass on their logo on all fronts. That defense Miami has? What the hell are they defending? They made Daniel Jones look like an elite QB. Daniel Jones. Let that sink in. Obliterated by a team that hadn't won a Week 1 contest in their last 11 tries. If Chris Greer's head isn't sitting on South Beach this time tomorrow, then this organization's lost the plot. Indianapolis is the ultimate enhancement talent, and Miami made them look like a heavyweight champion. Whimpering to the might of Colts until garbage time. And a Zach Wilson appearance. Buckle up, Dolphins. You're gonna be bad. Colts, you did alright for yourselves. Thank you for giving this nerd team a swirly. Believe it or not, but there was a time where Washington would be bullied by their giant brethren at what once was FedEx. That might as well have been the Stone Age. In the face of doubters, the commies took these lifeless fucks and slapped them silly. Are you enjoying the Russ ride yet, New York? At least Wilson looked decent for a bit last year. This time he can't will shit against Washington's stout D. And the G-Man O-line. Russ, do us a favor. Just go to your 35 bathroom house and leave us all alone. Give us Jackson Dart of the memes of James. Let us at least feel something with this lifeless lump. The commies didn't have to try in their current state. The prey so flaccid their offense could do whatever they wanted for the most part. That was sending a message and they barely lifted a finger. 4 passes from the 3-yard line for Russ and you can't score a touchdown in garbage time? Denver's experiencing deja vu. I'd also not look at what's happening in Indianapolis, Giants fans. Don't get too envious, he'd be just as underwhelming here as you remembered. Don't worry, Malik. You'll be free soon enough. Cats, the NFL musical. Starring 2 former first overall picks who need to show something resembling competence to get their teams to thrive. Or do something besides turn into a circus. At least one side did. In the new year, Trevor Lawrence was productive and efficient. A man who looks like he's rehabilitating under Liam Cohen's guidance. If this is what you get out of him most weeks, you may have a chance to do something this year. As for Bryce Young, he regressed. Back to infancy. He went from not as insanely shit to as awful as he looked last September. Good lord, Bryce, are you trying to give Chicago spank bang material? He's gonna take a jump this year? Where, off a fucking pier? The whole Panthers team looked like shit. Even the weather delay did nothing to fix it. Travis Etienne teabagged this rotten carcass with a long-ass run and left Carolina in the dust. Seriously, I thought you guys were done with this garbage. Does David Tepper have to throw water on people again? It did happen in Duval last time, you know. How low can they go? The Aints with the Rattler Snake and some ugly-ass uniforms against Kyler Murray dealing with onus. Quite the game to watch, don't you think? The whole contest felt like it just existed. As milquetoast as a game in the Superdome can be without Breeze under center. The Cardinals weren't anything close to peak form, but they didn't need to be. New Orleans simply played not to get blown out. It showed. I swear, the only thing that's good in New Orleans is Alvin Kamara. He's trying to drag them anywhere, and the only prize is the 1,000th touchdown in Superdome history. It's just lifeless as shit. Arizona's just dangling the win in front of them, and they can't reach it. The Cardinals' offense went AWOL in the second half, yet there's still nothing. But even for the frustration, there's still hope. New Orleans has the ball with a final drive and a chance to... Who am I kidding? They didn't succeed. Arizona was ugly as all hell, but you know what they say about doctors who finished with C grades. You're still called doctor. Kellen Moore can learn a thing or two about that. He'll redeem his first half timeouts later this week for a free appetizer at Chili's. Tom Brady returns home. His Raiders doing what Bill Belichick apparently can't do and showing up to Patriots headquarters. The hoodie bans their scouts from coming to North Carolina. Brady bans New England from winning against him. This is the story of Geno Smith. He dazzles in the air with a strong drive and a touchdown to Trey Tucker. The next sequence, he's throwing a terrible pick that gives all of Seattle flashbacks. By the end, he finishes with over 330 yards in the air and the Patriots are unable to counter. Mostly because they have next to nothing on offense. The receivers can't catch and nobody can kick. What'd you expect? Is Drake May gonna turn into Mac Jones in this primordial cesspool too? That second half pick, Las Vegas suffocated whatever was supposed to be an offense. A bunch of New Englanders said they were gonna resurge under Vrabel, but I just saw the same old shit. Get it the fuck together, boys. If the Raiders are waltzing to victories with relative ease, what happens against the Bills? The Battle of Ohio was full of twists and turns. Well, most of the time anyway. 2 reeling franchises face off in a game the Bengals usually lose. If you were to tell Cleveland before the game Joe Burrow would be contained for almost 4 whole quarters, they'd over double their adversary up in offensive yardage. And limit Cincy's elite attack to 7 yards all second half, they're asking how much they win by. But remember, this is Cleveland. God gives them his toughest battles. In glorious tradition, the Browns browned. Their kicker fucking sold for 30 pieces of silver. Whatever the hell his name is, Andre Schmidt? More like Andre Shit, am I right? Missing chip shots like that in 2025? Imagine Cleveland having anything resembling luck. They shut down the Bengals offense in ways we can barely imagine, and still Cincy escapes their own incompetence. I'd figure out many things, Brownies. Like how to dispose of your kicker's body without leaving evidence. They're gonna be signing Justin Tucker after his suspension, aren't they? The green dildo was proof of it. The Atlanta Falcons are the most unpredictably predictable team that has ever been devised by the football gods. Their directions, movements, and thought patterns may differ, but no matter what trajectory they take, they end up in the same destination. Pain City. I sometimes wonder if the franchise is always in one of Jigsaw's puzzles. If you don't take Kirk Cousins out back and cut off his legs, your heart explodes. Close rivalry game doesn't matter. The Falcons will do Falcon things and find ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of something. Tampa Bay is standard Tampa Bay so far. Nothing true extraordinary, but the new look Atlanta defense is holding its own. For the most part. The Bucs have stayed one step ahead of their adversary most of the match. This is where Penix can forge his craft. Down by 4 in the fourth quarter, prepare for a statement drive. Chewing up clock and Buccaneer spirit at every turn. Although multiple roughing the passer penalties do that as well. It's here where a new special move is unlocked. Michael Penix is Elastigirl in the flesh, recreating the climax of Space Jam twice to drive Atlanta to the lead again. Good Lord almighty. Wait, you expected the Falcons to hold the lead? You know what team this is, right?
Mayfield on first down, throws, end zone, caught, touchdown!
Baker Mayfield, you let him cook. And Emeka Egbuka is the recipient of a tasty touchdown. Only if Chase McLaughlin didn't shank the extra point, we could have had a clean death, but it's never easy. This calls for a painful final drive down by 3. Michael Penix fleshes out a fine sculpture in the waning moments, but it's not enough. The only thing to suffice is the embrace of a brutal loss.
Koo from 44, it is wide to the right, no good!
You know, this outcome's so surprising yet unsurprising at the same time. The Falcons and Heartbreaker are star-crossed as Romeo and Juliet, all the way down to the suicides. Today's twist is that young Waku sends these lovers wide to the right. If this is what Atlanta's gonna bring us this year, I look forward to more perpetual pain. Shoots a Lovecraftian horror novel narrated by Kenny Albert. A dual revenge game. Justin Fields eager to kill past narratives about his inefficiencies. Aaron Rodgers simply eager to kill. Out of all the teams to have a showcase of strong offenses down to the wire this week, the Jets and Steelers? Pretty surprising, but the scriptwriters do like to put some twists in there. The most expensive defense in football being unable to stop the runner Justin Fields? That's in it. The Jets taking unnecessary penalties and being gashed to bits by pissed off Aaron Rodgers? That's here too. A-Rod simply slayed everything in sight like he's in Chicago. Jets fans are seething. 4 touchdowns slung while playing the classic game of find Brandon Stevens and bully the shit out of him. It was neck and neck all game, but what fucked the Jets? Getting greedy by going for 2 and a kickoff return fumble. Seriously, those were the culprits. Justin Fields and Breece Hall left the Steeler defense without answers, yet it was never enough. Old narratives must remain supreme for some inane reason. The Steelers are the fat lady. They will sing, and then it's over. This team is fueled by endless bullshit. I'm not fucking joking. Tell me this final drive catch isn't anything but. DK Metcalf bobbles the pass, pushes it forward, going right to Jonnu Smith. He can't corral it, the ball falls, yet DK locks it in his armpit as he's sliding for a first down. This kind of shit is you breaking your TV in a game of Madden. New York played their best game in years, yet they still end up murdered by Chris Boswell. All you could do is fucking laugh. The same shit keeps happening for both franchises. The Jets can't win and the Steelers fall into a gorge and land in one. Aaron Rodgers transported back to 2011 for the sake of pettiness and he flaunted that shit. All of Green Bay celebrates by proxy. I'm just sitting here stunned. 9-8 Super Bowls back on schedule. Especially with that shitty defense. Micah Parsons' debut in his new territory. Welcome to NFC North football, Micah. Here are the ground rules. Fuck every other team in the division. That is all. Detroit wants to be good again? Aw, that's cute. The Packers rule the roost now, bitch. You think the Lions need Ben Johnson? That offense looked a lot like dung without him in tow. Dan Campbell's men had bested the Pack Arena 6 out of the last 7 times, yet today they were thoroughly getting their asses smacked beat red. An elite defense got even deadlier with Mike added to it. Sonic and Knuckles has been cancelled in favor of Whack-A-Goff. The Packer offense? Efficient and precise. Jordan Love didn't make mistakes and did what he needed to do. Detroit was playing catch-up all game long and had absolutely no response to the onslaught at Lambeau. A thorough beatdown. Green Bay's biggest flaw last year was an inability to beat their divisional foes. That might change with slobber knockers like this. Denver dodged the largest fucking bullet Colorado's ever seen. If they face anything other than the shitty Titans being held up by a lone Cam Ward, we laugh for days on end. Bo Nix and his performance showed it. I've heard of slow starts, but this slow? Nix's haters had a field day. And so did the Titans' defense. Maybe Jeffrey Simmons was right about him after all. If it wasn't that, the offense just made really baffling decisions at every turn. 4 turnovers for the Broncos as they merely rode off into the sunset in a pump and dump scheme. Absolute humiliation at home. If it were any other team besides Tennessee, the Bronco defense feasted on the garbage in front of them. Cam Ward got a rude welcome to the NFL. His linemen suck, his skill players have no skill, and he was too busy running for his life. Sacked 6 times and hurried many more. If he managed to somehow get a pass off, Calvin Ridley lost it like a good chunk of his bets 5 years ago. A team coached by Brian Callahan might not know what it's doing? What a stunning turn of events. The Broncos passed the test by getting a D-. Congratulations on the ugly win, now get the fuck out of my face. Let's never speak of this abomination again. At SoFi, we ask a serious question. Can a team with playoff aspirations survive with Nick Chubb coming off 2 season-ending injuries? In fact, can they find ways to overcome Matthew Stafford with about 15 epidural injections? The answer is not really. What we get in this affair is similar to World War I. Trench warfare. Fruitlessly struggling to gain traction and ground. Points hard to come by. Strong defense smothering any offensive attack there is to speak of. Preferably with machine guns and mustard gas. The Rams find just enough from the arm of Stafford to take the lead in the third quarter, but afterwards, stalemate. Defense is continuing to hold firm until the closing moments. LA's pushing into the red zone. All they need is one precise charge and the Texans are finished.
It's Stafford on 1st and 10, rolling, throwing, caught. Oh, it's knocked away with a big-time hit by Alshire.
Or Houston will gain life again. Finally, the Texans can make Bobby Slowick eat shit. They're down by 4, but Nick Chubb can return to his former glory with a drive of legends. Overcome this stout defense, and victory is theirs.
Stroud. And he's got him underneath. It's called ball. Cooper Wally fumbles the ball, and it's loose, and it's recovered by the Rams.
You think this team might need Joe Mixon back? The Rams sneak by the skin of their teeth and demoralize Houston for a gritty victory. Brutal warfare with 60,000 Stafford passing yards as a result. Mostly Texan casualties. Is it time to have that CJ Stroud conversation yet? I'll just blame the things around him and call it a day. So Christian McCaffrey's playing?
Unit ready.
We were sitting here wondering if his Achilles tendons had become licorice, but he made a deal with the devil to start. There's a steep cost to pay for it. George Kittle. And Jawan Jennings. Considering the Niners have no skill position players, it's going to be pretty damn tough to overcome a strong defensive scheme in Seattle. But they aren't the primary villain today. May I proudly present with limited commercial interruption, the Moody Blues. You'd think after how garbage he's been, Jake Moody wouldn't have a job or something. They treated Trey Lance like a used condom, yet Moody gets the sunken cost fallacy? The dude's selling the game down the river. San Francisco's doing everything in their power to win, but with this and Brock Purdy having no receivers to throw to, the Niners can't elevate. It turns into yet another defensive grind. Seattle can't truly capitalize with their new offense, and San Fran runs right into an Iron Maiden. The Seahawks are able to get into Niner territory, yet luck doesn't take them further. They're forced to settle for a field goal, but with that defense they're boasting, they'll be great. Tariq Woolen got burned like old toast against Ricky Pearsall. How fitting to suffer woes and errors now of all times. Time for Big Cock Brock to strut his stuff.
He swinged out into the end zone, wasn't open. Purdy keeping it alive. Brock Purdy lofts one. It is Tonjes. Touchdown, San Francisco.
For anyone that had an anytime TD for Jake Tonjes, you're rolling in dough right now. I'd hold on to that for the time being. Seattle and Sam Darnold still have plenty of chances to swipe the game away. I mean, they are in the red zone. McDonald's does serve up tasty treats.
First game is the OC here. Sends in a call for 2nd and 4. Darnold. Hit is he going to go? The ball is loose. The 49ers have it.
The duality of Seattle. Have plenty of opportunities to get past a team sawing off their own leg, but stumble off a cliff trying to move through. Kyle Shanahan was about ready to kill 3 players during this contest. Since they won, only 2 shall perish. One of them somehow not Jake Moody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
This game was truly historic. An epic so unbelievable it's resulted in a second separated segment this week. It's the first week of the campaign. I'm not joking, we might already have our game of the year. I confirm, but then we get a pants-shittingly crazy match in week 5 and we reset the clock again. Bank on it. You seriously thought things were gonna be different this time? Oh, they really pulled the shiny penny trick on their fans this time. Those first few scripted drives with Caleb, actual quarterback play in Chicago, the fans were like cavemen that discovered fire. A real head coach, a hyped-up quarterback, a stout O-line, Virginia McCaskey's not consuming 1,000 souls every day. Holy shit, they may be something. They should be up by about 20 and it's too close for comfort, but dunking's the name of the game. J.J. McCarthy looks like shit. That pick six was good enough for all of us. Chicagoland will be celebrating a new age. It's been decreed by Governor Pritzker himself. Dunking on Minnesota with their God King Ryan. Yeah, you're losing this game, Bears. We know how this franchise is. They'll allow McCarthyism to convert the unwashed masses and give up 21 unanswered points. A chance at relevance overthrown like a Caleb Williams pass. Those articles by Tyler Dunn might have some legs to them. If Chicago wasn't already drunk as shit, they'd be knee-deep in Malort. 127 penalty yards. More than the team had rushing. Blame the ref ball all you want, but guess what the Vikings did? Not squander countless opportunities. Caleb's painting his fingernails for suicide prevention, yet his team's play is making people want to jump off the Centennial Wheel. Minnesota didn't play pretty, but they won it so badly that they're laughing at everyone in Illinois malding. Packers fans are laughing even harder. Well, Bears fans can declare their team off-season champions for the third year in a row. Oh right, Green Bay beat them there as well.
Bring out Jennings!
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Ah, thanks very much. That's all. See you on Thursday. Right.
And that's kicked. But going to be fielded on the run by Fresno State. There is a flag down for the kicking of the football, but it's run